Okay, this is a new portrait painting. Well, actually, it's not one face, it's two faces because this is one of my favorite couples in real life. Like, I always look up to them and I just find so cute the way they banter and the way they fight but still love each other so much. So this is Rachel and Carlos. These are two friends of mine, and they're going through a rough time right now. So I've decided to just get them happy by just making them a painting. So I'm pretty much just I've done the sketching, and then I realized that I've done it in my sketchbook, and then I had to transfer it to a bigger canvas, to a bigger paper. I'm actually using the Arches fine grain or hot pressed watercolor. I'm not sure what this one is called. Anyways, the big one. And then I was afraid that if I sketch directly on it, I might ruin the paper. So I've decided to just make the sketching on a different piece of paper and just transfer it. And that was quite fun. And then since this is something that I'm going to give away, it's pretty much I treat it like I would treat my clients. I've decided to use the finest watercolors I have, and these ones are Schminke Horadam colors. I'll tell you guys, I've used Indian Red, Def Blue. Well, I've used quite a few blues, but we'll talk about that later. As for the reds and yellows, I've used Raw Umber, Raw Sienna, Indian Red, and Madder Lake Deep. I've just used muted reds just because I wanted the skin colors to look quite beautiful. And then I went on to using blues. Now, I'm one of those people who, when creating a palette, tend to go crazy with the blues. And I don't know why, because then I end up using maybe only one or two. But this time I forced myself to use all the blues I had in my palette. So I've used Def Blue, uh, Tallow Sapphire Blue, Ultramarine Fine, and Cerulean Blue hue. So the 4 out of 5 blues I have, I've just mixed them all, and I'm quite happy with it. I mean, wherever the value is darker, I've actually used the phthalo blue because oh my god, those colors are so intense. And then when mixing it with this Indian red, I got this beautiful granulation, and I was so mesmerized by it. I'm actually planning on using this more often because I was actually looking for some grays, but then I ended up with this muted purple, and I just loved it. Another thing that I've done is, and this is not my usual working. Normally, I like to just wet the paper and start blocking colors, and they just mix up together. I mean, core watercolors are one of my favorite just because they just blend all together, and that's usually my way of painting. I like fast painting, but this time I've decided to just take my time. This painting has been done in 2 hours over the over 2 days. I don't know how to say that. What I would do is I would work for about 5 to 10 minutes at a time, just applying the colors, glazing them, and walking away from painting because I didn't want to get um, overwhelmed by it. And when I tend to work on big paintings, I sometimes get tired just because I spend so much time with them, and I've realized that's not good because then I end up giving up and not finishing my paintings. So, anyways, this time I've decided to work by glazing, by just applying very watered down colors at a time and just let them dry and see where they take me. And of course, this was fun, but because of the space right now, I don't have enough space to just have a bunch of paintings laid out and just working on them at the same time. I've been on a recording slump lately, so even if I've been sketching, it turns out I did not record much and I don't feel like recording much. Maybe it's because of the space, maybe it's because I'm not working at so many projects at the same time. So that took away a little bit of the pressure. And I mean, nowadays, because of what's going on around the world, I just feel like taking a few steps back, and instead of painting more, just reading more, just getting out of the routine, even though I really, really miss it. I really miss school, and I miss my kids, and I miss my painting routine and my sketching routine. Anyways, um, as you guys can see, I've taken my time. I'm happy with how some parts have turned out, and I'm surprised, not pleasantly, but by how water laid on this paper some other times. Normally I like working with artist paper, but with the grained one, with the big tooth, with the very textured paper, not this one. And when I bought this paper about a year ago, I've actually asked for a paper that was good for portraits, because I thought, well, I'm gonna work on many portraits. But then it turns out that's not one of my favorite subjects of painting, even though my YouTube videos might not show it. I actually like painting animals more than anything. So I ended up not using this paper, and I'm struggling with it a little bit, just because the water does not stay on the paper as it would stay on the grained one, on the big grain one. I mean the cold pressed one. And well, it's a learning curve for me. I'll just have to learn from it and keep on practicing. Um, so as I told you guys, this painting took about 2 days, but during those days I painted for about 5 minutes and then walked away from it. So the total recording time I actually have here is about 2 hours, or an hour and 40 minutes. So this was not a hard painting. It's just one that I'm not used to. I'm not used to painting slowly. I mean, what I mean by slowly is just apply a layer and then walk away from it. But it's something that I found I kind of enjoy, and I'm looking forward to trying it more. Um, Here you guys are not gonna be able to see the entirety of the painting, because it's actually 60 centimeter by 50 or something like that. It's the biggest block they have, and because I'm recording with an iPad, just because I'm a lazy ass girl, um, you actually can't see this, and when I have to zoom in so you can see more details, it loses some of the clarity, and some parts of the paintings are not gonna be shown off. But I've enjoyed it. I've played with it. I really liked, especially painting these last streaks, and the way the purples were created when I mixed a bunch of blues with Indian red in the beginning when I applied the hair. So I'm taking this as something I've learned from, and I will continue to try it out and see if I can get those beautiful, beautiful granulated textures again by maybe using other blues like ultramarine. I actually don't think I have an ultramarine in my palette. Oh my god, I need to go shopping. Anyways, this has been the painting that I've created. It was just to make these two people happy, because they're going through a tough time, and I really enjoyed painting them, just because I'm so fond of them in real life, so it was kind of easy to paint them. I hope you guys liked this video, and I hope to see you soon.